Hi, welcome back. We're looking at 8.4 trigonometry, in particular the trigonometric ratios. When we're looking at the trigonometric ratios, I really want us to be thinking about it in this way. We have, I know this looks like it says sin, but it is actually a shortcut for sine. So the sine of A is given by the leg opposite of that angle divided by the hypotenuse of our right triangle. This abbreviation is cosine. So the cosine of an angle is the leg that's next to the angle but not the hypotenuse, divided by the hypotenuse itself. And tangent is the leg opposite the angle divided by the leg adjacent to the angle. Let's look at our study guide number 2 and let's start working some of these out. I'm going to write our trigonometric ratios, a little shortcut to help us remember. Sine opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, tangent opposite over adjacent. I need to identify where my hypotenuse is. So here is my right angle, which makes this the hypotenuse. Looking first for angle J. And so there is angle J. This would be the leg opposite angle J. And so this would be the leg adjacent to angle J. Now, if I want to find the sine of angle J, I'm going to look for the side opposite the angle, which is this one right here. 24 is its measure. And I'm going to divide that by the hypotenuse of my triangle. Here's my hypotenuse, 40, and I'm going to reduce that, divide both sides by 4. That gives me 6 over 10, and if I divide by 2, I get 3 over 5. I almost wrote 2 there, sorry. We're going to do the same thing for the cosine. The cosine of J is given by the side adjacent to J, that is the side that helps form angle J, but is not the hypotenuse, so it's the other one. So 32 divided by my hypotenuse, which is 40. I'm going to divide both of these, reduce this down. I think this is divisible by 8, and this is divisible by 8, and there is my ratio. We're going to do tangent last. Tangent of angle J is given by opposite over adjacent. And so the side opposite angle J has a measure of 24. And the side adjacent to angle J, that's next to but not the hypotenuse, has a measure of 32. After reducing this fraction down, I get 3 over 4. Those are our basic trigonometric ratios. We're going to use those trigonometric ratios to help us find the measure of different angles. For number 3, let us find the measure of angle T. Before starting, I need to identify my hypotenuse. I need to identify the side opposite angle T. And I need to find the side adjacent to angle T. I'm abbreviating. I have information on the adjacent and on the hypotenuse. And according to my notes, cosine is the one that has information about the side adjacent to the angle and the hypotenuse of my triangle. I'm now trying to find the measure of angle T. But I've got that cosine thing in the way. Ugh, I have to undo it. In a standard equation, if I wanted to undo, say, addition, I'd use subtraction. It's opposite. If I wanted to undo multiplication, I'd use division. It's opposite. It's inverse. And so in order to undo cosine, because I'm trying to get the t by itself, I would do the opposite of cosine. In this case, the inverse cosine. So I'm going to take the inverse cosine of both sides of the equation. Always remember in algebra, when you need to do something to one side, you should do it to the other. All right, because Cosine and inverse cosine are opposites, they're inverses. They're going to cancel, and I'm going to be left with t, which is what I was hoping for. T is equal to the inverse cosine of this fraction, 34 over 87. Using my squiggly equal sign to say más o menos, sort of, kind of equal to, and my wonderful TI Inspire calculator, I am going to enter that in. In the TI Inspire, to get all of my trig functions, I'm going to go to the trig menu. The trig menu is found right down here by the number 7 button. It says trig. If I click the trig button, a pop-up menu shows up, and I'm going to look for the inverse cosine, which is the trig function that I am interested in. There's inverse cosine. Now that I've selected inverse cosine, it automatically pops up with parentheses, and I'm going to put in this fraction exactly as I see it. 34 in the numerator, 87 in the denominator, and when I hit enter, making sure that it's in degree mode, so it says DEG right up there, my degree for angle T is 66.99 degrees. That's going to round up to 67 degrees. That's how you use trigonometry to find the measure of an angle. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.